Don't let your struggles overcome you. We must endure the fight. There'll be no peace without justice. So from the darkness come the light. Together let us spread love, 'cause we know why, no more why. There is no honor in destruction. There only wounds and only sky. It's our demise if we're divided, but unified we will survive. Oh, my head has been anointed, so like the phoenix we will rise. And even when they try to block our way, they can't break us down. They can't take my crown, no way. And it's only to the Father whom I pray, so they can't block my sound. They can't shake my crown, no day. If it's the fight for something worthy, then let us fight without fear.
Just some things for y'all to think about this morning. Just some things for y'all to think about this morning. Just some things for us to think about this morning. Coming to you out of the Port City, Wilmington, North Carolina, February the 28th, 2016. This is the last day of the Black History Month. Yeah, I know they gave us 29 days. I'm acting like it don't even exist because they're going to take it back next year anyway. So I'm going to go and take the 29 that they gave us, or the 28 that they normally give us, and do the thing. Last post today, again, you all in the audience, Trayvon Martin that's listening on the video post. I didn't post on Trayvon on the 26th out of respect for his parents. February the 26th, that's the day he was killed, murdered, shot down, cold blood. I always want to remember that young man, Trayvon Martin. In years to come, it's going to be the start of the revolution. That case is the start of what you're seeing. You're seeing a new young generation come up. You're seeing people fed up. You're seeing people tired. That case, Trayvon Martin, in years to come is going to be the one that broke the camel's back, because you're seeing a wave and a tide that's transpiring throughout America. Black Lives Matter, the protest, the boycott, even the turn to green to black that we do, all stems from Trayvon Martin. Black folks starting to get active again. Sorry about the delay this morning. Hey, things happen. My mama said time and unforeseen circumstances befall us all. You have to always be prepared. We was going to shoot a remote. I just like being in my cave. Just something about being in the cave that I like to shoot shows from here. I love the background, of course. Those are some of my heroes. I'm going to redo it this weekend. Still shooting out of 43 Days of Thoughts and Understanding from a Black man's perspective. Working on a new publication. You're going to love this new one. I'm telling you, you're going to love it. But as soon as we finish this, we're going to go into that one. 17th, March the 17th, we're going to have a letdown. On March the 17th, we'll keep posting it. Meet me at Advanced Youth Outreach at the center on 1310 Dock Street. Just going to relax a little bit, talk some about the book, have some vendors out, have some food out, and just relax a little bit after we come out of this session of 43 days. Day 25, successful people learn to get things done. Let's jump right into this one. I didn't say get things done. I said learn. Learn to get things done. Our biggest problem is we think we know everything. Somehow we have been blessed to be able to see things with the third eye. We have the wisdom that is hidden from the masses of black people. We can have the conversation with the best of them. Yet we have not figured out one thing, that listening gains more knowledge than the one talking. To get things done today, we have to think outside the box. To do that, we have to read and study outside the box. I'm often approached by people who want to start their own business. First thing I say is learn to write a business plan. And I'm not talking about a few lines on a piece of paper. I'm talking about a professional plan. 6 months later, I see the person still talking about starting their own business. But now it's become a non-profit because they didn't really want to do what they had planned. 6 months after that, they found out that a nonprofit also requires a business plan, bylaws, and articles of incorporation. 6 months after that, they still talking. You get the point. Business is business. It's not called easy. If it was called easy, everyone would be doing it. It's called business. Getting things done once must be organized. Now, I'm the world's worst at this, so I rely on prayer. God bless me every morning to get up and rise up and conduct prayer. For Muslims, it's mandatory before sunrise. It's called Fajr. That prayer alone helps me become organized. If you take this road, you'll become organized too. Successful people learn to get things done. We procrastinate too much, man. We 10 years later, we talking about starting a business. 10 years later, we starting about writing a book. 10 years later, we talking about this and that, what we were going to do. And we get nothing done. 10 years later, we was talking about building a building and house the people that's going to clothe the needy, food to shelter. 10 years later, we still talking. We talk a good game and do nothing. Successful people get the job done. And getting the job done carries some late night, requires some sacrifice. You guys, you rolling up your sleeve. Getting the job done, man, is work. Do you get tired? Yeah. Do I get weary? Yeah. But for what you want, it's going to be worth it. But it requires more than this, and it requires some work effort. I was talking to a brother this morning about a situation in housing, and I'm going to end with this. Because it requires getting things done, requires you to work. I don't know if you recall a case a couple minutes ago, Mr. Henderson. He came on our page, and I wrote Mr. Henderson because Mr. Henderson had went into some of the people's apartment at Christmas time, and he was upset because he didn't have what they had for Christmas, and he wrote a nasty, very racial-oriented reply on Facebook page of how they could afford such lavish things that he thought for Christmas. Well, Mr. Henderson has now been fired from the Housing Authority. Wasn't due to that particular comment, we don't think. Mr. Henderson was fired because Mr. Henderson has now blew the whistle on asbestos. I will post some comments today that were given to me by Mr. Henderson, Brett, of the reason why he says he was fired. And I want you to be the judge and jury. He talks about asbestos and the problem with asbestos in housing and how our people are living in housing in contaminated situations. There's also a comment in his post where he was asked to share his last comments with me about the conversation about the racial incident. Why they would want a conversation with me, I have a good idea. Successful people get things done. If you're going to talk the talk, you got to walk the walk. If you're going to say that you represent the people, you got to represent the people. And with representing the people, it comes challenges from the powers to be. That conversation that I had with him led to another conversation, and it seems that there's a lot of dirt going on in Wilmington Housing Authority, and no one wants to touch it from what I see so far, because it rocks the boat with housing. New director in town, contracts, new appointments to the board. Give it time. We'll work it out. Be quiet. Not right now. If we find out that the accusations of our people if we find out that we got Flint, see, this is real. If we find out that we got Flint going on in Wilmington, what you gonna do? What you gonna do if you find out Flint going on right here in Wilmington? That our people are living in contaminated situations. that our children are being poisoned every day, and that those workers who speak up are fired and kicked out of housing authority. And we have board members, we have workers in place that are saying, shh, don't say nothing. If we find out Flint going on in Wilmington, it's going to be Flintstone. See, I'm free. We free. And you free too if you know it. We cannot sit back. And I'm meeting with Mr. Henderson today or tomorrow as soon as his car gets fixed, because I want his story. And we're going to talk to other people of housing and get their story. This is going to be part one. Tomorrow we're going halfway in, because I don't want to speak until we've got all the research. But successful people get things done. If we find out that in our housing authority, we got Flint, and that our children are being exposed, black children, because that's who live in housing, are being exposed to a situation that's causing their bad health, that they're being exposed to asbestos, that this has been going on for some time, and that there are workers in housing that look like us that are hiding this for job security. It's what's being told. This is no covers, just what being told. And if you know something, if you call me, speak up. Those of you that have retired from housing, speak up. Those of you that work for housing, speak up. We got brother running from school board. I'm going to call him and ask him, do you know anything about these accusations of our children being contaminated and nothing being said? That the workers are being told, hush, say anything, that the housing residents are being told, that the presidents are being told, don't say anything, or else you're going to get kicked out, else you're going to lose your job, else your family not going to have a place to go, else we're going to put you on a trespassing list. There will be no Flint in Wilmington, North Carolina. That won't take place. It won't happen. If we find that out to be the case, we will hit these airways. We will increase our wattage, as you will say, because we have the ability to do 5 shows a day. And we have to do 5 shows a day to get the word out that that's going on in our city. We'll do that and suffer the consequences. We're taught to tell the truth, regardless of the consequences you may face. Tell the truth to free the people. And don't let an atrocity like Flint, Michigan happen here. And we to close our eyes for a job. We close our eyes for some security. We close our eyes because it's just them people. Them people, my people. Them people, me. That's my mama, that's my sister, that's my brother, that's my daughter, that's my auntie, that's my cousin. Them my peeps. And we not having them contaminated. Successful people get things done. I want y'all to think on that today. If you know anything about the situation, call me. We're doing research. Call us. We want the truth. We want to know if our people are contaminated. We don't want to jump out here and say the wrong things because people's jobs on the line. We don't want to protest until we know the truth. But we have the right to know whether we have Flint, Michigan going on in Wilmington Housing Authority. And if that's the case, we shouldn't sleep knowing our children are being exposed to toxic materials. Brother Sam, I thank you for your information this morning, your call. Brother Brent, Miss, you know who I'm talking to. Thank you. I keep your name silent because you still up in there. Peace and blessings. Y'all keep running. I'll see y'all tomorrow morning, hopefully with some information.